Good morning. Welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 137. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan. And I love to crochet and I love to knit and I love all the yarny goodness, which you can find on my social media, which is linked down below. Instagram, Ravelry, my email, all of that is down below. Yeah. I can't remember what else I say. I'm so out of practice from Vlogmas and all of that. So yeah, welcome. 2025. Here we go. We're 11 days in now. Or 10, actually. It's the start of the 11th. I feel so discombobulated right now because I had a virtual meeting not that long ago, and then trying to get this done, and so anyway, and I'm out of practice from this. I did want to say one of my purchases over Christmas break, I got a wireless microphone. I've been trying to use it. It wasn't sounding very well when I did the first segment, so starting over, and I will keep practicing with it, playing with it. I'm working on it, okay? So anyway, for those of you who are new, I usually start off my podcast with life stuff, things that are going on, because I have family that they don't really care about the yarn stuff. They just want to know what's going on in my life. So, also, if you're new, my husband is a pastor of a small church. It's actually behind my house. And we also both work at a nonprofit school for special needs children, and then there's the day program for special needs adults. And because my husband is bivocational, he's been run ragged. He's very tired, exhausted. So we are going to be taking a sabbatical from the church and all ministries that we run over at the church for 6 weeks. We will still be working at Elam. I think we're going to do a couple extended weekends so we can have some sort of full break, other than our 1 week cruises that we took last year. So yeah, it's just, we're going to take a break to really pray about how we want to continue in ministry, what are the next steps, and what timeline is all of this going to look like. We just need to have a break so we can have time to think about it and pray about it and get clarity on what we feel like God's calling us to do. So if you could be praying for us for that, if you pray, I'd appreciate those. If you don't, send good vibes. I'll take those as well. I don't care. So other than that, work has been crazy. Getting the last bit of last minute charitable giving. So I work in the fundraising department, so any kind of monetary gifts, I process those and run the reports on how we're doing. Are we meeting our goals? Our December goal, because December is such a big month for us, was pretty big. And when I ran the report Tuesday, it was in the middle of our team meeting. I was like, oh, let's just see real quick. We were $984 short of our goal. It's like, oh, shoot. And then we got an email that one of the gifts that we had received had non-sufficient funds in the bank. So that's another $300 less. So we missed our goal by this much. But overall, we're beating our goals for the fiscal year to date. Just our December goal we didn't meet, so no team lunch. Anyway, things have settled down now. The other day we only had one piece of mail, and it was a copy of the NSF check. It's like, okay, well, church is going great. Like I said, we're getting ready. We've been busy. Last night we drove down to Bourbonnais, which is about an hour away, and we had dinner with the pastor who was going to be filling in for Ryan during our sabbatical, and had dinner with him and his wife. He actually performed our wedding ceremony. And so, I mean, he was a professor at Olivet, which is the school where Ryan and I went. The university that we went to. I had him for several biblical classes, and then Ryan had him for a lot of his pastoral classes. So he was the only person we could agree on, a pastor that we knew, that we liked, that we could have do our wedding. So yeah, we are both devastated that we can't go watch him preach. Like, the church board is like, you need to stay away from the church. It's like, but we want to hear Dr. Dalton. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, last night was fun. It was the middle of a snowstorm driving down. It's like, why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we stressing ourselves out? I used to make that drive every day, because I used to work down there, and I remember driving in those snowstorms and all that. It's like, I'm not scared to drive in the snow. I mean, when I learned how to drive and I took behind the wheel in high school, it was February, so there was a layer of ice and a layer of snow. Like, that's how I learned how to drive. So that doesn't bother me. It's the other people that don't know how to drive in the snow. That's what bothers me. But anyway, so new year, new habits, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So last year, Allie from Little Drops of Wonderful, hi Allie, I think she watches sometimes, she did a 1,000-mile walking challenge, and she kind of said something about like, oh, maybe we should do it together next year, like the whole Yarny community, we can do it. I don't think she officially said anything about it, but I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and start. So I'm doing walking and biking, because right now, like, I don't want to be out in the snow, in the freezing cold. Not my gig. So I have a membership at the rec center here in town. So I've gone a couple times. I have not gone yet this week, but today is still young, so I might still make it. So I've done 3 miles on the treadmill so far. But then I was like, it's gonna take forever to do this, especially if I'm doing it on a treadmill, at least during the beginning part of the year. Once it's warmer, I want to go outside and do stuff. But to help supplement my miles, it's kind of cheating, but it's kind of something that I like to do as well as biking. So I have been doing a couple miles on the bike as well at the rec center. So to me, it's not really cheating because I'm still working. I'm still getting my miles in. I don't know how much I'll supplement with the bike as with just walking, so we'll see. It's a flexible challenge for myself. Honestly, it's just really a challenge for myself to do this. So, but I kind of want to participate with everybody else. As far as other challenges, like reading more, I haven't really even picked up a book to read with my eyeballs. Audiobooks, that's another thing. I've already read one book so far this year. I did The Wizard of Oz, which was only 4 hours long. And when you listen to it at 1.75 speed, it goes a little faster. So yeah, I was walking on the treadmill while Dorothy was going on the Yellow Brick Road. So and then one more other challenge that that Ryan put on me. Just because we've decided, now that I should say we're not completely out of debt, but we really only have one thing. That's his car payment that we have. So start saving for other things, like we need to start putting stuff away for emergency fund and all kinds of things, just to be wise with our money. So Ryan was like, can I put you on a yarn ban for 3 months? And I was like, absolutely. It's not a problem. I realized I need to stop. I need to slow down a bit. I have plenty of yarn to get me through 3 months. Honestly, I can do it. And then I was like, oh yeah, and then at the end of 3 months, the beginning of April is YarnCon, so that'd be the perfect time to go shopping for yarn again. And then I realized, oh, that's the same weekend as District Assembly, which is a thing for the church. And I will probably be pretty active there doing stuff. So don't think I'll be going to YarnCon. The weekend before, there's a new yarn festival starting, and friends from my old yarn group have talked about going, so it's March 31st. So I'm like, I think we'll finagle it. It'll be fine. So we shall see. But for now, I'm okay. I keep looking at yarn on Instagram, and it's like, oh, that's so pretty. And if I'm meant to have it, it'll still be there at the end of March. I don't think I'm gonna do the Green Lambkin Advent thing again this year. I really enjoyed it. I loved the fact that you could pay as you go. So it was a monthly payment. I think that's why Ryan was so upset. It was every month there's another charge for yarn. And I was like, yeah, or I could spend $230 in one lump sum. How would you feel about that? So anyway, so I haven't decided if I'm going to do another purchased Advent or if I'm going to just do the Advent swap that I do with Jen and Jill. If anybody else wants to join, email me, let me know. We do a Yarny swap Advent. I can give you more details if you're interested. So yeah. Runny noses, I hate them. So with all of that, shall we get started with the yarny goodness? I think we should. So we'll start with what I'm wearing. This is the cottage linen cowl, I believe. I'll put it on the screen. I made this really short and simple. Something nice to wear under my coat. Although, have I worn it under my coat this year? No. The yarn is Earth Yarns, and their unique sock base. I really like this green and purple together. It makes me think of Disney villains. So yeah, it's a fun pattern, easy pattern to do. Don't really need to think about it because it's just the linen stitch or the moss stitch or tweed stitch. I forget how many different names this stitch has. Single crochet, chain one. That's it. So that is what I'm wearing today. As far as finished objects, I have none. But I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Make some progress to talk about. I was like, why don't I have 6 on there? Oh yeah, because I haven't done anything on the podcaster shawl. So, I seem to be having an obsession with Granny Stitch lately. So, I'm going to show you the 3 projects that I'm working on that involves the Granny Stitch. First one, living in my Petal Perfect mini bag. It used to be in a Wonder Woman bag. It's now in this one. It's like, Wonder Woman needs a break. This project I started in 2023. It is the Crochet Memories blanket. So excited about this. I finished, well, if you watched Vlogmas, you saw that I finished all the squares. And now I'm on the border. And so, that's where I stopped the other night. So, what I did was, I took one yarn. It's actually a DK yarn, so it's a little thicker than everything else, but I figured it'd be nice and strong to hold the border on. So it was a single crochet, 2 chain, single crochet, 2 chain between each of the blocks on this. And then I've been doing the Granny Stitch border. And basically, you can see here, I just have, I have this much left. So these are all the Advent yarns from the swap with Jen and Jill. And I just go until the yarn runs out, switch to the next color. So, I mean, there are so many colors in this border. It's awesome. And it's the same colors that are already in the blanket. Hold on. Alright, so this is the end of the color that I've got going right now. So we'll put that there. But yes, here is the width. There we go. It's the width of the blanket. And also the length. It's a full square. This is the corner that I started on in March of 2023. So I would like to get this done. Actually, I'm pretty sure I can get through this before then. Oh, I'm showing you the wrong side. This is the right side. Maybe, well. So it started with scraps from my stuff, and then it went into yarns that I got from Advent with Jill and Jen, and then I went back to scraps that I had. So this light blue line and this darker blue line mark what is going on? I'm gonna strangle myself with yarn. Oh my gosh. Phew, okay. I'm gonna put this away. But yes, I'm very excited about this. Yeah, I think I can get this done before March, which would be awesome. So that is Granny Stitch project number 1. The other one, speaking of Advents, living in my, who's pulling into my house? Hold on. It was a person from church dropping off our crock pot. We had made a meal for them, bringing it back. Thank goodness. I was thinking of making something with a crock pot. I was like, wait, they still have my crock pot. Okay, back to the yarny goodness. In my Christmas narwhal bag is the 2024 Advent Swap with Jill and Jen. So basically what I did was I took all the yarns that I got from them, made 3 magic balls. I did the magic knot to join the yarns together. And so I am making the Granny Wrap, I think that's the right title, by Anna Boo's House. It'll all be linked down below in the show notes. So basically I just crochet until I get to the end of the color, add the next color. Like, I don't worry about rows or anything like that. So here is my Granny Advent wrap so far. It's a Granny triangle shawl. So yeah, you're doing the granny stitches. I ended here last time I talked to you. Haven't done much on this. I leave it here. It's on my behind the camera is the love seat that I usually sit at. I still have my Christmas tree up, so I sit there and watch the Christmas tree lights and watch movies. And this is something I can easily take work on while I don't really have to think. Excuse me. But it's a lot of fun. I'm loving all these colors from Jill and Jen. So, Granny Stitch project number 2. Granny Stitch project number 3 is living in my Jamaica basket. So this one's not easily transportable right now. But it is the Maria top. I'll put the name of the designer. The yarn that I'm using is Sheep G's Color Crafter. It is an anti-pilling acrylic yarn. It is a DK weight in the colorway Delft, which is this gorgeous blue. I love how blue, bright blue this is. And if you know me, you know, like, working at Dutch Fest, Delft is a whole big thing in the Dutch community. So yeah. So during Vlogmas, I was on the body of it working and just wasn't liking the yarn choices I had because I had different colors in it. So I ripped back to the collar, to the start of it, and started over. This is where I am so far. Yeah, so technically this part, I actually started this on the cruise. So this part of the sweater is from the cruise. The rest of this is from Vlogmas. So, and watching movies with Ryan. Yeah, I am loving it so much. The other color that I bought to go with this, I'm still thinking I might make the sleeves out of that color. I haven't quite decided yet. We'll see. I will probably put it on there, see how it goes. See if it does less football pad shaping. Because even now, even with just this, it still like sticks straight out like American football pads. But yeah, again, that's Granny Stitch. Easy to do. I think I have 20 rows left of the body, and that's according to the pattern. So if I want it a little longer, I can make it a little longer because I have plenty of yarn for this. So the other crochet project I have, and it's not Granny Stitch, you have to think a little bit more on this one, is living in this gorgeous batik bag I won as a prize. I think it was a Strictly Sock Along from Allie, who is Little Drops of Wonderful. The yarn is my Advent from Green Lambkin Yarns. I did her Enchanted Forest. Oh, that was her theme this year, was the Enchanted Forest Advent. So I got 24 mini skeins. I grouped them into groups of 6 so I could ball them up, cake them up. I have made it through the first 6 colors. So I've made it through Fairy Dust. These are all the colorways on the little cards. I kind of grouped them together. We have Elven Crown, Copper Beach, Forest Floor, Frosted Bark, and Pine Cone. And this is what they look like, all crocheted up. So this is the Bantam Wrap by Deanne Ramsey of Addie Day Designs. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, did I have to make it so wide? Oh well. So I will have 3 more groups of 6. Yeah, so it's a fade kind of thing. So, all right. I started this New Year's Day. And the Bantam Wrap is supposed to go like a parallelogram. And because I had to do the Lori thing, I changed things, and that made the pattern more difficult. And I was having issues with it. And so I ended up frogging all the way back to the very beginning and starting over. But the first day I had managed to get through this much of the yarns. So that's why the Snowflake Progress Keeper is there. And so these are the first 6 yarns. These are the next 6, starting here, and then it goes this way. So we're getting into the greens now. So 1 cake of all 6 yarns is pretty big and hard to manage. So I think I'm gonna just do 3 at a time now, from now on. So yeah, this one has been fun to work on. Just because like, ooh, let me get to the next color. Let me get to the next color. Oops, and we don't want to forget my beautiful colors. Colorway names. All right. Making progress number 5 is the only knit project I'm working on. Having in my Christmas flamingo bag because it is Christmas Eve cast on. So when Christmas Eve, Ryan and I went up to Michigan to see my parents, so I started it in the car. The yarn is Wool Addicts Footprints. It's by Lang Yarns. It is 45% cotton, 42% virgin wool, and 13% nylon. And the colorway is number 12. As I was working on it though, like the way that it stripes like this made me think of Fruit Stripes gum. Like back when I was in high school, maybe even younger. That gum that you would have in a flavor lasts for like 10 seconds and then it's gone. Like this is what this yarn reminds me, this color reminds me of that gum. So I've been calling these my Fruit Stripes gum, or Fruit Stripes socks. I do have a half finished object because I do have a finished sock. So yeah, I have been doing these one at a time on 9-inch circulars. I have these gorgeous stitch markers that were gifted from Jill. in my Advent swap. So these help 20 rows. I mean, I do have one of those sock rulers somewhere in here. Maybe. So like you're just supposed to put it in the toe and it'll tell you like, okay, now start the heel if you're the size sock or size shoe. But I like keeping track of the number of rows. That's just how I do it. Then I know that it's all yeah, I know that it's all one the right size for both of them. But I usually do 2 at a time, so I usually don't have to worry about socks not fitting, being the wrong sizes and whatnot. So here is finished sock number 1. Sock number 2, I started. When did I start it? I don't remember. Saturday? Sunday? Wednesday. So this is how far I've gotten. I did a lot this morning during the meeting that I had. Yeah, so this stitch marker here is to mark the end of the toe. And then when I reach 20 rows, I'll put another stitch marker, all of that. I have my cute little star stitch stoppers, or needle stoppers, whatever you want to call them. And then this is to mark the beginning of the round. It's a cute little stitch marker with a skein of yarn. And so, oh, here's the sock ruler. It's like one of those slap bracelets we used to have. So yeah, you stick this part in the toe, has kid sizes, and then goes to women's sizes, and then has men's sizes over here. So yeah, if I stick it in the toe and it says, and it goes to the 8 here, which is my shoe size, and then it's like, okay, now start the heel. It also has inches and centimeters on the other side. I trust it, but at the same time, I'm stuck in my ways of counting rows. So, oops, let's not forget my other sock. So I'm interested to see how these work because they're mostly cotton yarn. So we'll see how that goes. As far as things that are going to come up, let me go grab them. I don't know if any of you all watch Denise from Earth Tones Girl. She recently found a amigurumi pattern. It's a knitting pattern. So I don't know if you could call it amigurumi then. So I think that's only for crochet. Either way, so this pattern designer, she designs gnomes. So like stuffy gnomes. And this year she's gonna do a gnome along. And I thought, oh, that would be fun, but I'm not sure I'm ready to do knitted stuffies. Like crocheting, I have no problem with. So, but the gnome along has to be her pattern, which, okay, well, I'll do my own kind of thing. I'll do my own gnome along. And so I found some free patterns on Ravelry. I will link them below. I showed Ryan this basketball gnome, and so of course he's like, I have to have that one. So I will be working on that one shortly. But then I was like, that would be cute. I found this birthday cupcake one. So I was like, that would be fun to make for my coworkers. So the first one is February 7th, so I need to get started on that one ASAP. So I need to make that for her. And then I also have my cousin whose birthday is in March. I have a pattern that I want to make for her. It is the Alaska hat. The yarn that I have for this one. So I finished mine. And I had asked her once, I was like, what are your favorite colors? And she's like, teal, purple, and orange. Like my hat was purple and orange, but I found a teal one. So this is let me see. So this is Knit Circus Yarns. It's their Alaska hat yarn pack. So the two cakes together will make an awesome Alaska hat. So it's called Stargazing is this color and April Skies is this color. Which I'm like, but Tiffany's birthday is in March. Anyway, so I need to get started on this one. I think once I finish my socks, I'll get started on this. I don't know. I have 6 projects on the go right now, and I just feel overwhelmed. I don't know why. So I need to get some things done before I start another one. But then, of course, I'm going to do this gnome and these 2 gnomes for my coworker and then for Ryan. So, and then I want to do ladies. This is another goal for this year, is to work on more of these ladies. I've cleaned out my cabinet that's right here, and I have another curio cabinet over there. So I have room for, because I have a list of 14 more ladies to make. I know, right? Although 2 of them, it's like, do I need to make them? They're not in this book, so we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, this is Crochet Iconic Women, more Crochet Icon. This is book 2. I did the first book, and then I did like 15 more that I kind of mixed and matched the ladies. So I actually already made 3 of these ladies. I made Harriet Tubman already, Anne Frank, and who was the other one? Maybe it was just those 2. Anyway, so there's 15 ladies. I just kind of did a random comment picker, random number generator, and it came up with Ada Lovelace to start with. So I'm hoping if I finish the Crochet Memories blanket, because usually I do, I take these as my night, my knit night, my knit night work project. So I don't know. It'll be started soon, hopefully. And then also for my plans for this year, trying to decide, like, do I want to keep doing a bi-weekly podcast? Kinda, yeah, sorta, I don't know. And then with sabbatical coming up, not sure what our plans are for that. And recording schedule and all of that. So I've kind of decided that this year I'm going to make a little bit of a change to my recording. So I kind of taking cue from Allie from Little Drops of Wonderful. She does once a month. She does once a month, monthly wrap up. This is what I've been working on. This is, and where she sits at the couch and does like we all do. But then she also does a week of making, where it's kind of like she's vlogging throughout the week and showing you what she's making. And I've done those before. I really enjoy. Like, I love doing Vlogmas. It takes a lot out of me to do it for a whole month. So, I mean, nothing's set in stone. I can change things as I want. It's my channel. But I think what I'm going to do is I'll do like a monthly sit down, chat with you, show you everything, and then do a weekly, this is what I'm working on kind of thing. So, we'll see how that goes. And usually at the beginning of the year, when it's a new podcast, I'm always like, okay, this is what I'm going to make for this year. And I list and I do have a queue. I do have a queue at Ravelry, and I have a list other places. And I do have goals, but I'm not going to like hold fast to that. Like, part of me is like, yes, I'm stressed by having all these whips, these makes, and all that, but I'm also trying to like enjoy the process, not rush to get a finished object. I'm trying not to be a product maker. I'm just trying to be a maker. Enjoy the making of it. So yeah, trying to slow myself down, enjoy what I'm doing. Maybe that'll help my mental health. I don't know. So yeah, this is a journey. Life is a journey, and you're on it with me because you choose to watch. So anyway, with that, I'm gonna go. I have some cleaning to do. I have some baking to work on. So with that, I will see you for my week of making here at the end of the month. So God bless. Bye.